Now, culture, and particularly the intersection of culture with technology and business, has been a major focus for the President Park Geun-hye administration from the very beginning.
That's right. The administration has targeted cultural enrichment as one of the key national goals in Korea. And to tell us more on the government's drive to promote culture, we now connect live to Park Ji-won, our cultural correspondent in the news center. Hello there, Ji-won.
Well, good evening. Well, it's clear that President Park Geun-hye is really making an effort to emphasize the value of culture. She has said many times in speeches that culture has the power to heal social divisions and mitigate conflict. She has also promoted culture as the foundation of her vision for a creative economy, which combines culture with IT and other industries, as well as job creation efforts. In addition, she has underlined her belief in the power of culture during her state visits to Western Europe, still in progress. So before we go into more detail about the government's efforts on cultural policy, let's first take a look at a part of a recent speech by the president.
문화는 이렇게 상대를 이해하고 공감을 이루는데 첫 걸음이 되기도 하고 또 서로 잘 몰랐던 국민들끼리도 아주 하나로 큰 공감대를 이루게 하는 놀라운 힘을 가지고 있다고 생각을 합니다.
So, Ji-won, the government is promoting cultural enrichment as a key national goal, but what does that mean exactly?
Well, according to the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Cultural Enrichment, the government's definition of cultural enrichment means awakening individuals to the value of culture by increasing access to culture and the arts so that people can enjoy them in their daily lives. The conception also refers to the improvement in the quality of life and happiness levels thanks to the power of culture.
Okay, let's get into details. So what are some of the specific government plans to bring about this vision of cultural enrichment?
Yes, the government is taking a three-pronged approach to realizing its vision. First, the administration aims to raise the budget for a culture by a considerable amount, up to 2% a year by 2017, which is the OECD average. And second, a basic law on culture, which is currently pending at the National Assembly, will provide a basic framework and protection for citizens' rights to enjoy cultural activities. Finally, the government is preparing various measures based on the budget and legal framework. For example, it launched a Presidential Committee on Cultural Enrichment in July. The committee will aim to devise more effective measures for culture and the arts, and it announced its first set of measures at the end of last month. So let's take a listen to what the committee chair Kim Dong-ho had to say on the subject. Well, Kim is a respected figure who's led the Busan International Film Festival for the past 15 years.
The committee believes the framework for long-term cultural policy should be made from the bottom up, not vice versa. So we have collected public opinion from regional cultural communities.
Based on the surveys, the committee suggests some major goals to pursue to achieve the goal of cultural enrichment. First, the committee will emphasize the importance of the humanities, as it believes the humanities provide the foundation for the creation of all culture and all cultural activities. Second, the committee will focus on regional cultural activities. As most cultural activities have been centered in Seoul, the committee says it will provide both financial and administrative support to boost cultural activities in other regions. Third, another top priority is strengthening arts education at primary and secondary schools. Dance and theater will be added as mandatory subjects at schools in the coming years, in addition to music and painting, to identify talented individuals at an early age, and to nurture cultural understanding. Fourth, the committee aims to create more opportunities to integrate culture and technology. Fifth, the committee aims to host a World Culture Summit that would invite some of the world's most prominent artists, scholars, and cultural leaders. The event would take place at the Asian Cultural Complex in Gwangju, which will be completed in 2 years. Finally, there will be more emphasis on traditional Korean culture, as it is the root of all unique Korean cultural creations.
No, Jiwon, I think adding dance and theater as required courses and having a cultural summit they're all very great ideas. But, I cannot but be worried since perhaps maybe that these ideas could just stay as ideas of one committee. I mean, there is that question about the feasibility of the plan.
Yes, there are doubts. So to ease them, the committee has 4 members who are the ministers of culture, education, future, and administration to ensure that specific policies by the committee's recommendations will be made at the related ministry level.
Well, to put skeptics and our worries to ease, what do experts think about the plan?
Well, one expert I spoke with summarized both sides of the argument. So let's hear what he had to say.
I think the committee tries to reflect real voices from cultural circles, from the bottom up, not the top down. This is a very good attempt. Also, I find that the goal of promoting regional culture is well-oriented. On the other hand, the plan seems to lack some cohesive organization. And if the government is leading too much in cultural policies, that could bring about the unintentional result of the government being too pushy, as culture should be created organically by the citizens. The committee's plan also seems to have only focused on reviving arts and culture in Korea, but there's not much about the exchange of diverse cultures from other countries.
As with all things, there is room for improvement, it seems. Thank you for that report, Jiwon.
That was our cultural correspondent Park Ji-won reporting live on the government's push to emphasize culture as a national goal.